Get ready with me while I talk about how I experienced my first day at an American high school as an exchange student. I was an exchange student last year and I was placed in a small town in Indiana. Obviously, I went to high school there. I arrived 2 days before school started at my host family, so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare myself to actually go to school. But my host mom had taken me to the high school before school actually started to get my schedule and to show me around, which was really nice. Therefore, I didn't get lost on my first day of school. When the first day was actually there, I was really scared. When I woke up, I was literally so scared that I called my mom and I was genuinely in tears. I was never a person to be very anxious, so it really caught my mom off guard, but I was bawling my eyes out because I was just so scared of going to a new school where I would know absolutely no one except for my host brother. My host family had the tradition to take classic pictures before the first day of school, so we did that, and after pictures, my host mom took us to school. There was another tradition in their household that my host mom always took the kids to school on the first day of school, and the rest of the year we took the bus. My host brother was so sweet to walk me to my locker, and he helped me open it because I literally had the worst locker. The lock was half broken or something, so we could not get it open, but we eventually got it open so I could put all my stuff in there. Spoiler alert, at the end of the day, we could not open it again. After that, my host brother walked me to the office because I needed my schedule changed. They gave me a schedule with all these hard classes that I didn't want to take because I already graduated back home. They were all dual credit classes, and I really just wanted the fun classes in the United States, so he took me to the office. He asked if they could change my schedule, but they said no because there were other students that didn't have a schedule at all, so I had to go into my first period of a class that I was not gonna take. This honestly made me kind of anxious because I would have to make friends in classes that I was not gonna take for the rest of the year, so it would be kind of for nothing because I wouldn't really see them again. But I still went, and the teacher immediately recognized that I was new. So I told him that I was an exchange student, and we kind of started talking, and I was explaining to him that I was not gonna take this class, but that my schedule was just kind of messed up. He totally understood that, so he told me to just stay until the Pledge of Allegiance was over and that I should go to the office afterwards. That's exactly what I did. I stayed for like 10 minutes in that class. There were a lot of girls in that class and they were really sweet and they were trying to talk to me, which I really appreciated. I was a little sad that I immediately had to leave them even though I just started to become friends with them. I was really happy that I was gonna get my schedule changed and that I was gonna get a new schedule as soon as possible so that I could actually start making friends for my next classes on. I had marketing my second period and there were two girls sitting in the back of the class and they looked really sweet, so I decided to go up to them and ask if I could sit next to them, and they said yes, of course, and I sat there ever since. They were really nice, and this one girl apparently was on the cheer team and she was like, "Oh my god, are you the new exchange student that is joining cheer?" And I was like, "Yes, that's me," and she immediately added me to the group chat and made sure that I could get to know the girls, so that was really nice. The fourth period was Earth and Space Science, and this was the period right before lunch. I knew that this was the period that I needed to ask someone if I could join her for lunch, because obviously you don't want to sit alone on your first day at lunch. It was really scary, but I eventually asked one girl that was sitting close to me. So I did, and she said of course. She was very sweet and I had lunch with her, but it turned out that none of her friends had the same lunch as us. Therefore, we were only sitting with the two of us. And it wasn't that I didn't like her, but I was really hoping that I could make some friends through her. So that was kind of disappointing. But because it was only the two of us and we finished lunch early, she decided to show me around in the school. We went to the library and there was this big group of girls sitting there and some guys behind them. And they overheard that I was talking to the librarian about the fact that I was an exchange student, and they immediately were like, "Oh my god, are you a new exchange student? Come sit with us, come talk to us." So I did, and I talked to them for a while, which was really nice. We gave each other our Snapchats so that we could stay in contact. The period after that, I had math, and I was already sitting in the classroom up until a guy walked in, and he was like, "Hey, you're Faye, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You don't remember me?" I was like really thinking in my head, "I do remember your face, but I really don't remember your name. I'm so sorry. I met so many people today already." And he was like, "I was sitting in the library behind those girls and I just talked to you." The whole day I was feeling really anxious and scared, and my mood went from really happy to really sad, from missing people back home, having this new experience, and just so overwhelmed. I remembered that I felt so happy that this guy just remembered my name. The rest of the day went by pretty smooth and I made some more friends. When we got home, I was so overwhelmed. My host mom sat me down and she was like, "How was your first day of school?" And I just started crying. My family already went to bed at that time, so I couldn't call them, and I was just so overwhelmed by all the emotions that I had felt that day. I was really upset and homesick but happy at the same time. So my host mom decided to take me to town, and we went to explore town for a little bit, and she took some pictures of me. That was a very nice thing of her to do. But that was my story of my first day at an American high school. Bye!